Okay, everybody, welcome to the first post-match conference tonight. We have, to my immediate right, the Japanese coach Jamie Joseph and the captain Kazuki Himeno. So we're ready for a first question, please.
クレディブトゥ吉田ですけれども、ジェミー、試合途中までかなりしっかりしたゲームはできたんじゃないかと思うんですけど、実際の
I think that at the beginning you had a strong game.
実際の準備したものを
You did well, you performed well at the beginning. Could you let us know at what point you managed to do exactly what you wanted, well, regarding your preparation time?
Yeah, look, I'm incredibly proud of the guys in terms of how they tried to execute our plan. It was obviously parts of the game that surprised England in terms of our kicking game and put them under a lot of pressure and created opportunities for us. Well, I guess what we learned from that is the opportunities that we created, we didn't really take them. We made too many mistakes. And that's test match rugby. And, you know, they are an experienced test rugby side. And over the course of time, they were able to wear us down. And that, again, that's the nature of our game at the highest level. And it's disappointing for us. The boys put a lot of emotional effort into this week. It was a match that we were, I guess, picking for. But, you know, there's a lot of learnings out of that. We dealt with a lot of pressure. And that's going to be crucial leading into the next two matches against Samoa and Argentina.
共同通信社の小海と言います。姫野キャプテンにお願いします。今のイングランドと戦った率直な気持ち教えてください。それからそのトライを非常に。
Himeno, the captain, could you please let us know about your intention and what you take from that match? I think there were a lot of opportunities to score some tries that you were not successful in those opportunities. As a captain, what do you think? To be honest, yes, we are really sorry because we're not really satisfied with this result. But we need now to really focus forward. We need to focus on our next game against Samoa and Argentina. And regarding the tries, unfortunately, we were unlucky or was a bad luck at some point. But as a captain, I can say that we really need to focus on what's coming next. So at the moment, right now, we need to really concentrate and focus on next games to come.
どうですか、姫野キャプテンにスクラムではかなり奮闘して、接点でも奮闘して、だけどトライも取れませんでした。
I think in the scrums it was not easy either. I think you tried hard, but regarding those scrums in the offensive areas, what do you mean? Do you mean the pack? I mean the whole team really worked hard and worked well. I'm really happy with everybody. I think everybody played 100%. Well, obviously we didn't manage to score a try, but well, it's a pity. But I do think that we managed to have a good result. That corresponds to our preparation, and really still need to focus on that.
I actually think you misread that game. I mean, apart from the one penalty at the end of the match, the scrum performed pretty well. In fact, I reckon it would have surprised the English today in terms of how we performed last time we played England. A scrum, I thought today was a real strong point for us.
フリーランスの向井と言います。姫野さんにお伺いします。先ほどグラウンド上のインタビューで後半のゲームメイク悔やまれるようなことをおっしゃってましたけど、具体的にどういうところをどうしていきたいと。
You said that in second half it was a bit more difficult. Why is that? Well, it's hard to say, but every time you judge how to play, what to play next, it was difficult to manage that. We struggled a bit on that, but I think that now we need to be more efficient in our perception on the pitch, especially in the second half when we are a bit more tired. I think we really need to work harder on that.
日経新聞の谷口です。ジェイミーさんにお伺いします。本当後半途中までは本当に素晴らしい試合だった。
A question to Jamie. In the second half, we played really well, but maybe it was difficult for us to find the right moment to enter new, to replace players and to enter new players. So, what is the strategy you're going to take for next games, for next matches in this regard?
Yeah, I think you're right, Taniguchi-san, in terms we had a lot of disruptions. We had early injuries to Masarewa. We had G1, rib cartilage, early injuries. But again, you know, like for me, that's part of Test match footy. Guys have just got to step up and do the job. I was really happy with the intent and effort of our players. We just made too many mistakes under the pump. And if you're going to beat England, you've got to, for a tier 2 team, a team like us from Japan, to take on a powerhouse like England, we've got to get all of those things right. And we just didn't do that, and we paid the consequences for it. Next game's a different game. We play Samoa. They've got a match now against Argentina. We're very tired and sore. They'll be very tired and sore. So it's a different kettle of fish next week or whenever it is. But we've got a couple of days off, and I think it's important for our boys to enjoy a bit of south of France. You know, they're hurting in there, but it's footy.
Over here.
日刊スポーツの松本です。ジェイミーさんによろしくお願いします。マシレワ選手、グー選手途中でっていう形になりましたけど、今の時点では
From Nikkei Sport, Gu and Matsuda went out, and how do they feel at the moment?
Oh, Gu's pretty sore. He's got a rib cartilage. Anyone that's had a cracked rib cartilage, they can be a little bit tender for a few days. He's a prop, he'll be fine. No, Matsuda's okay. I mean, I thought he played really well. Yeah, I'm really happy with our team. You know, obviously guys made mistakes, but we're playing, one of the best teams in the world at the World Cup. And like in terms of our plan, I was really happy with our plan. The players did their best to actually execute a plan. I thought that surprised England and created a little bit of pressure on them, but they're a good side, and so they were able to adapt and come back at us. And it's going to be a massive learning. It's a massive learning that we have to take into Samoa. I guess to take the biggest positive out of today's match, it was a game full of pressure, and for us, the next 2 games are going to be full of pressure if we're going to make it through to the quarters.
Question over here in the back.
Jamie, you struggled a little bit to clear the ball from the red zone, particularly towards the end of the second half. A lot of kicks sort of heading infield. Was that a tactical move, or was that sort of a skill execution?
Could you just... I had these and I couldn't hear
you. The team struggled to clear the ball a little bit in the second half from the red zone. Was that sort of a skill thing with the ball heading infield, or was that a tactical decision to try and keep the ball in play?
No, I think it's pressure. It's pretty good on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we're training against guys and they're passive defenders. But we're playing England again. They put us under a lot of pressure. I guess they had plans to put us under a lot of pressure in those areas. Our halfbacks and our players aren't as big as the English players, but we get that every week, and we've just got to be better. So, yep. I thought our short kicking game was the part that we never really capitalised on. Not a lot of teams will kick short against a team like England because, well, like we found out, if you get it wrong, they'll punish you, which is what they did, when we're exiting from one of our kick-off receipts. But there was so many opportunities with that short kicking game where we knocked the ball on or we made a mistake, and that could have put the English under a lot of pressure. And so that's the disappointing part for us.
G 通信の伊藤と言います。姫野さんにお聞きします。イングランドっていう相手は非常にチームとしても準備してきた相手だと思うんですけど、
England
実際戦ってみて
is a really strong team. Did you prepare to play against England? And now that you played that match, were there things that were different than what you planned before? No. Not really. It was a game that we played. It really corresponded to what we were thinking about. We worked on a plan, and as a captain, I can say that we didn't make any mistake on that. There were not some specific things that surprised us. I think as a captain for next match, how are you going to work so that the team remains really motivated? What are you going to bring there? Obviously, some players are a bit disappointed. That's my case, but what's important is that we must work harder and perform better. That's the only opportunity we have. We need to go forward and working harder and maybe have the opportunity to enjoy a drink and then work harder to go forward.
The Courtney Lawes try with the ball rebounding off Joe Marler's head. What was your thoughts on that? Because it seemed like pretty much everybody stopped and even maybe
That's the first for me, man. Wow, you know. We just didn't have any luck, did we? I mean, we blew one here with an overthrow and the line out. There was a juggling act there by Joe, and so sometimes you need a little bit of luck as well. We never got any of that today. No, I guess that was a fair try. What more can you say, really? You know.
Question? We'll make this final question.
再び失礼します。姫野さんにお伺いします。開幕前から今までご自身状態はいかがですか。なんか少しずつ調子を取り戻しているようにも見えているんですけど。
Yourself, how do you feel? How are you feeling now after that match? What is your physical state at the moment? The first match, as I could not play for the first match, obviously it's a bit different. I needed really to enter into the game, but now I feel that I'm really in good shape for the future, for next games.
I just have to say something around Himeno's comments. I mean, this team is a hard-working team, and I don't think we can work any harder. We've just got to get a little bit better at the crucial parts of the test match, and Hime often goes, we've got to work harder and work harder. I'm not sure we can work any harder, but we've got to execute better under pressure. And that's the big thing that's coming out of today's match. And it's something that we'll be working on next week. And sometimes it's not just working hard, sometimes it's just doing things slightly differently and thinking slightly differently. That does it.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Kazuki. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well played, Hime.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. We'll get that work.